Okay, hello. I'm gonna take it on. Let me share the screen. Oh,
While Dihue is doing it, we could do a presentation of the whole team. Unfortunately, Ginger can't be present with us, but she is there. There's me and Paddy from Geneva. There's Tafia, as you know, from Jakarta, and Elaine, who is in Singapore, but also from Jakarta, and Dihue. I'll let you present yourself.
okay. Give me 1 minute. I need to allow them to share things. I need to actually go out of the meeting. I need to go out and go in again. Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, so we can just talk about a bit to start with of the problem, which was plastic cups, because recently it's been a few years where that you must have seen the transportable cups you go to your coffee shop became this paper, and they say, oh, it's biodegradable, it's recyclable, but actually there's a lining of plastic in these paper cups, and you just can't biodegrade that or recycle that. So our aim was really to make a biodegradable cup. And we did a lot of experimentation, but I'll let Dihue, when he comes, show our page. And what we're going to present you is going to be our Notion page, because we were really inspired by Materium. Some of you might know it. It's like a library of materials and of all kinds of recipes, from dyes to different biomaterials. And we want our Notion page to be similar, but by making a cup of coffee. Dihue, I'll let you take over. Oh, we can't hear you, Dihue.
Dihue, are you here? I know you're here.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just talking and nothing was happening.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, now it's sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we just wanted to try an unconventional way of presentation, because our whole point was how to work from this topic of how to make a cup of coffee with coffee grounds from a decentralized way. So actually, in a way that we can share our findings and collaborate with others. So because we already built this Notion structure on how to research, we thought that this would be a great example of us. We share this with anyone new person that would like to join to the discussion of learning and creating prototypes with new biomaterials and research into this. So we just got into this homepage. The whole idea is to have an open science kit to do biomaterial experiments. Well, there is full of information on what's the problem regarding paper cups with a plastic lining that ends up with landfill with a lot of bioplastics. Plastics, microplastics all over the world. So we just found some examples of companies that already do this coffee cup with coffee, but it's in a big kind of industrial way that is not explained, like not open sourced, the manufacturing process. So
just on just that itself, I just want you to repeat those numbers. 2 billion cups per day at 800 billion cups a year. I mean, it's just astounding to think about. Those numbers are just crazy.
It's too big to understand. So just this is the main problem, is the disposable cups with these microplastics. So what we consider is a solution which could be a reusable cup. Maybe I didn't mention it properly, but actually also disposable cups with a coating that it's degradable would be another kind of solution. So we'll get there later on with the other friends. Here in this platform, we can see an introduction of the analysis of what are the exact problems that we want to tackle with this project. So I won't go very much into the specifics, but as we said, there is a huge amount of coffee waste and of plastic pollution, huge numbers. And then what we propose is to use waste as a source material with the specific of coffee grounds, but then it can open to another waste sources. And we want to solve it in a decentralized, frugal, environmentally friendly. The main point to solve is how to make it hold boiling water for 20 minutes, because it's a sum of waterproofing and heat resistance, which are the main weak points of biomaterials. So also, if it's possible to do other products would be nice. So at some point to develop techniques for molds. And then we also take into consideration how to do it in a very handmade, just with kitchen tools, and then upgrade it into more manual press or heat press. But all of this is more expensive and technical. So we just put our efforts into it very, very, very frugal, just handmade proposals for now. So there are different ways on how to approach this. It could be just for an individual at home, but then it can be for a farmer that really can access to handmade coffee cup, reusable ones, and then the ones who has access for a Fab Lab, for example, you can use a mold. And we would like to, even for a coffee shop, we imagine that if these things can be done right there, it would be amazing. So we had into consideration some of the risks, because it has to be in contact with food. This is like an exceptionally problem, because to do that even with safe materials is very difficult, and then to be very cheap. So cost is the main problem. And then we just considered the coating could be a great solution for it. So that was the main discussion. And then here we can say that we have already started a whole library of the papers that we were researching. So everything is categorized into the type of biomaterial that we think it's possible to work with in relation with coffee. So we have some lignin, chitin, different types of coatings we think could work. Then we also have a list of already recipes of biomaterials that we've been trying. So here maybe some of the partners can keep on the presentation. It's just a full list of the materials.
Is this the list of all the experiments that you guys have already done?
This is the ones we've already done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can here see a full gallery of materials. Just everyone, Tafia or Elaine,
okay.
You wanna?
Yeah, maybe I'll start. Everyone, feel free to. No,
you can just keep sharing.
You can just keep sharing. Yeah. I'm just gonna. So yeah, we've tested, like as Dewey said, our functional requirements is like it has to be hydrophobic, and also can hold a very high, have like a very high melting temperature, right? So, but the thing is, like, we don't know like which one there is more hydrophobic and which one is not. So we found like a way to actually measure and test the performance of a material, and it's using like a contact angle water measurement, like water drop test, and then you kind of like calculate the curvature, the angle of it, and how do we decide like which one to test? So basically, based on our research, we kind of like make or like list down which binders, like which cellulose that has like high melting points, and we started from that and basically test either like solely with the binder itself and also combine it with coffee to see like if there's anything different like with the added filler of this coffee waste. So like from my side, I actually tested from tapioca, pectin, and also the most interesting one that I never tested before is chitosan, which thanks to Manu, Manu said that chitin is something that can work. And actually, like Elaine, maybe you can explain more, like how do you, you know, try it with the chitin flakes, but it doesn't work out. So with the chitin one, it turns out that you don't need to cook it, which I think more amazing because then you don't need heat source. So you basically you just have to dissolve it with acid, you know, something like that. And then yeah, like santan gum and yeah, other stuffs. And then we just test the water drop in it. And guys, do you want to add anything? So yeah, basically like this is the database and everyone can jump and put their process. Yeah.
And
maybe
it's
like-
still
I
growing.
think, oh, yeah, it's
I
still
will say,
growing. And then
sorry, yeah.
I think I'll just add mine really shortly because like for me, like I guess like the recipes that I tried, which was chitin, like I just found like basically like I think it's easier to turn it into chitosan first. Basically like it's easier for you to make like bioplastics that way because I use chitin and it just didn't really work out. But yeah, like I tried chitosan and it's basically still in the process of drying at the moment. And another one that I made is with tapioca starch and lignin, which is still drying as well at the moment. But what's pretty cool is that like as I was heating it up and basically like you know, mixing it for like almost like an hour, like what I noticed is like it started forming like bioplastic or film around the edges of like my pan. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, I can't wait to see how it goes when it dries. And yeah, moving on to you, Shannon.
Yes, so here Dikwe is showing you like a graph that that Tafia created, which is really good. And as said before, this is a growing platform. We don't have all everything, but it's going to grow, and thanks to others that can join in, will grow even bigger. But this is a great graph showing the different melting points and the hydrophobic in like having a visual, like a graph to see which one works, which one isn't, and throughout the process we will add more. And this would help, like this already helps a person who doesn't just comes in on this website, have no idea, be like, okay, this is a recipe I want to try. I'm going to do, I know they use this amount of ingredients. I might change it a bit, or I might take off one. So, and we have the processes. But now I want to show you the fun, exciting bit. Oh, sorry. Excited bit, which is the coffee cup prototypes, because we have prototypes and some successful ones. So here we have a table of prototypes, because there's one thing to have the recipes, another one is to make the molds, because that's there's the crafty version with a cup with a what do you call it? Cupcake cup, a mold. But some we want to try to use like maybe a 3D printed mold, or maybe use the precious plastic metal molds. But there's different ways, and you can see some succeeded, some don't. But if you want to have a look on there, some of the recipes has the how we did it, the processes from this is the ingredients, this is how we mixed it, this is how we shaped it. So have a look and see where you can tweak and change to optimize the recipe. So for example, here that was my cup. And we also did experiments of how much water does it absorb and how much material loss. And I have very, very happy news when Dihue will show you this. We have succeeded on making a cup that is hydrophobic and can hold hot water and can hold coffee. And I'll let Dihue show this amazing video. And then we will show you some prototypes at the end. going back to the welcome cup. And why 1 cup of coffee for the team name? There's a lovely Bob Marley song called 1 Cup of Coffee. But we want to show you this amazing video with some of our many, many, many prototypes. Oh, wait.
Is
I
there an
can
audio
add-
deal?
I
There
can
should
add
be
the,
an audio.
I can add the audio. There's no worries. We have it ready. And if you stop the sharing, we can show you the prototypes.
One cup of
Coffee. So this is coffee. This is our cup of coffee. We have. Sorry. Still need to get it better, but it holds the coffee. And yes, and we can drink it as well. And we can show you the different kinds of coffee goes with it. We have big cup. We also have some different shapes and sizes. So it's full of experimentation. That some of them success, some of them needs to work on a bit, some not. That's part of it. But somewhere it works, and we'll figure out why and to grow that. And there you go. This was a cup of coffee.
Yay!
Oh, that was fantastic. Questions? We have a few more minutes. Any comments, questions, threads? First of all, you guys should rate the recipes. So for everybody who wants to try, anybody who wants to try, which is the one that's that you've tried that works well?
No, we in the cup ones we put like successful and also the things that got that was wrong, and especially I think one thing that's an experiment which is really important to do, which is the water absorption. How much water does it take and how much material loss? And for now, the one we tested is that it takes in 1 gram of water, and when it dries, we lose 0.5 gram of material, which is not bad for what it is.
And then, is this something that you can keep washing? It holds its structure.
This cup has given about more than 10 times the coffee.
Okay.
So it
it's-
becomes at the beginning, it's a bit with the coffee. It's when it's not fully dry, it kind of it moves a bit, but when you dry it again, it becomes rigid again. So you can have this multiple way.
I see.
But I haven't tried. A lot of people is asking, can it go to the dishwasher? So I will try to put it in hot water for constant and see how it goes. But it is a beginning.
We also have to try to cook it. We didn't.
Yeah.
We try on one to cook it at 100 degrees for some time, but cooking can be also perhaps a solution. But we don't try this part. But the simple recipes with starch, we try with different starch and just coffee, and it's enough.
And
So
it's
starch is both a binder. In this case, it's both the binder and the repellent, or what's making it hold water.
So it depends which starch. So for example, the potato starch didn't help the hydrophobic at all. It just absorbed the water. But the one that came out of it is the arrowroot starch, which it is this miracle starch, which it has this really, it holds this high temperature. And I even tried holding hot water. It can hold a bit of hot water. The only thing that the wax helps is really much the how to shape it, because when you mix it, it becomes very sticky and it's really hard to put it in. So when you add wax, it helps on the molding part, and it really feels that you can work with it. And perhaps it'd be interesting for someone who works with clay and makes these amazing pots could use this material and make something really pretty out of it. So
yeah, no, I think we should all try replicating it, so that in the end we have all of us have coffee grounds. Any questions, anybody else before we say bye? And then we'll definitely do another one of these sessions tomorrow. And then I think after that, we'll do a lot more just one-on-one meetings, specifically on taking projects forward. I just have to say, this is so inspiring to hear all the progress. I think this is true for everyone. Any last minute questions before we say bye? Or a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a question from the class. Go ahead.
I was wondering if the material is like so there's just one material.
Abina, you'll have to repeat the question. I think I could barely hear it.
Yeah, so the question was about the material. Is it homogeneous or is there some sort of coating on the cups?
So for the one we have, it was no coating. It was just a mixture of arrowroot starch with water, with a bit of vinegar, and coffee grounds. You mix it all together, added the wax as well to make this like much easier to use. And then, yeah, you just dry it. A big help is dehydrator. We managed to do much more experiments in the lab because we have a dehydrator. But otherwise, leaving through air or with a fan helps a lot. So, but our recipe is it's just all mixed. But I know that the chitin and there's other recipes that the others did, which is a coating. So there's different ways of success of recipe that succeeded.
I mean, in one way of thinking about it is the starch is coating all the grounds to even begin with. So the coat is everywhere and the pore structures are all filled, which is very valuable. Okay, I know we're already over 15 minutes, so we'll say bye for today and catch you all tomorrow for the final group of presentations and some celebrations. I love the coffee celebrations in the end. Fantastic work, everyone, and we will see you all tomorrow.